mercy fall on me. Everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of a Savior, the hope of nations. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. So take me as you find me, all my fears and failures. Fill my life again. I give my life to follow everything I believe in. Now I surrender. I surrender. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Shine your light in, that the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Oh, Jesus, shine your light in, that the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Savior, He can move the mountains. My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Shine your light in, let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Oh, Jesus, shine your light in, let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Shine your light in, let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. Oh, Jesus, shine your light in, let the whole world see. We're singing for the glory of the risen King. is yours. awesome God, He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God.
Will you pray with me? Dear Lord, I just thank you so much for this time we can just all come together as one large group and just worship you and give all the glory to you. And Lord, I just ask you to be with us as we're getting ready to just give more glory to you and tell people what Beyond Me is all about. And Lord, I just ask you to be with Watson as he's coming up here and speaking, and just speak to the hearts of all the people here. And just, Lord, we thank you again for this opportunity. In your name I pray. Amen.
Dirt floor, forged by a 4 and 3-year-old. 2 siblings, 1 year apart, missing mother since 2 years ago. Mourns. Family torn by the scorn of a father toward his son and daughter, as if he did not know what a son was, or that Watson was his own son. No forebears from his forefathers, or his own father in the forefront, with his face scraping the floor dust.
Let's paint the picture. We're gonna need 2 shades of brown for the skin and the ground. Mix them together in patterns sorta like camouflage. Can you see how we're trying to recreate your visualization of dirt poor? But it's hard to see the silver lining, the sun in the sky, or the light at the end of the dark tunnel from that dirt floor. It's not yet vivid. Give it more.
only 4 years of living, and yet he already felt like dying. Every day from the dust he came, and unto the dust he returned and remained. Lying next to his sister upon the dirt floor, how could they hurt more? Concave to their own graves, a dark cave of a lost age.
Let's add some black for naps curled on the scalps of young kids past the trivial innocence of a minor nap. In fact, let me throw on a bit of blue. I'll use that and black paint to illustrate a torn view that you can't fix with glue. Cause the pain of 2 kids, 4 and 3 is screwed. Dark, whack, and backwards. But no words can make you feel what's unbearable. Understatement, terrible. How do these pictures once so whole become so terrible? No words, I'm using paint instead. Red, not for what was probably shed, but because the negativity stops here. Definitely white, because in this pure bleakness came so much right. Oh, there's that light I was speaking of earlier. No longer camouflage, but behind where the clouds are now parted, right next to the silver lining that is the sun, he's working with Watson.
And indeed it was a silver lining over the horizon as the story is aligning. Not askew, but who knew that today would be the day that these two would be rescued by the rays of the sun as the door opened wider. A face lighter than any of their population, a white woman brighter on the dark side of their situation. Not the doing of voodoo, for this woman was not a white witch with a broom, but she did sweep them off their feet from the dirt floor. Thank the Lord. No life deserves to be short-lived for kids, so then for a home to live in, she took them into her orphanage. And 2 years passed, and a man on a mission trip arrived, unaware of what awaited him. Charlie George from Washington, crossing the Delaware, resident of America, came across a young girl at an orphanage. Her name was Cece. And it seemed to be that when she embraced him, she would cling to his shoulder, not letting go, as if he was the only thing that she had left to hold on to.
They say ye have not, cause ye asked not. And if he had not asked to adopt one, he'd have not the other. Her brother, the one action of love spawned another. R. Watson. I ask you, can you see how powerful, how truly without a doubt kind of powerful is the wonderful work of our God and R. Watson? Like, how many watts, son? And may his light bulb grab your attention so I don't have to mention the good works of our good Father and all of his good timing. Listening good, then we can put this paintbrush down. Almost 14 years from now, our good man Charlie found a gem +1 in the blessings of Watson. Such a blessing to come to an orphan aged at the ripe age of 6, unaware of the extent that his life was to switch.
Children. All alone. On the streets. They are crying. Poverty. All around them. They are slowly dying. Breaks my heart just to see them suffer. They keep looking with relief. But the days, they get tougher. Well, that was me. That was me. But then, God brought me to America. 700 miles south of Florida. Born in a village. Inside Haiti. It seems crazy. I was adopted at age 6. Lord, I'm the pencil, and you're the hand. You can use me even though I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. Hi everyone, my name is Watson George, and I'm the founder and the visionary behind Beyond Me Haiti. Those were the words I was thinking about. What does it mean to go beyond me? What does it mean? And so last summer, I began penning those words. And now, in Luke 9:23, Jesus says, if you want to be my disciple, deny yourself. Pick up your cross. Follow me. How do we do that? I think John 13:35 gives us an idea. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciple, if you have love for one another. So it definitely starts by how we love one another. So today, I'm going to share my story with you guys. I aim to do 3 things. First one, I want to show you how God's love empowers us. Second, I want to show you how faith encourages us. Third, how my story helped me to be engaged in God's calling for my life, but also God has a calling for your life too. Let's get started. So as you guys know, I was born in Haiti, and here's a map of Haiti. I was born just 2 hours north of Port-au-Prince. This is my family. My mom passed away when I was 2. This is the missionary that rescued me when I was 4 years old, lying on the dirt floor of my home. The poverty, the garbage, everything. That was my home. The slump, that's my home. She rescued me. Nothing but bones. Her name is Betty Snyder. This is the first time that I met my adopted dad. His name is Charlie George from Washington State. He came all the way down on a mission trip, felt a calling, and adopted me, along with my little sister, Cece. This is the first time I met him. This is my sister Cece and I meeting my dad for the first time. This is me in 2nd grade, coming to America. Now, I didn't fit in. Coming from a different culture, I got made fun of, couldn't speak English. Had a lot of anger issues. Didn't understand why I was being put into America. Didn't understand that was a blessing instead of a curse. When I got to senior year in high school, God put a desire inside my heart to go back to Haiti. And there, I got an opportunity to reconnect with my biological family. I hadn't seen them for 13 years. This is the group that went with me. I was stoked to see the missionary. An interesting fact, this missionary had helped over 3,000 kids come to America. 3,000, over 3,000. I was the only one to come back to Haiti. The only one. She had been very discouraged because she wasn't sure the difference that God was doing through her. And I was a reminder of the hope that she was making through Jesus' help. I got to see my dad. It's my biological dad. This is me meeting my family in our village, Frontman. But on the other hand, I was not not happy to see this. Pain, suffering, death. They gripped me, and I knew I had to do something. It was right after the earthquake in 2012. So, the missionary and I, we began trying to find a way to sponsor the village, a school there at Frontman. It was time for me to take a step of faith and do something. So let's reflect. My story showed me, through my story, it was a testimony of God's love. He provided a way for me to get out of the poverty situation where I was in. Okay? So that's God's love. Second, I had a calling. I didn't choose Haiti. None of us get to choose where we were born in. That place chooses you. Haiti chose me. So I had a calling to go back and help. Third, encouraged by faith. My faith in God would help me do something. So I came to Anderson University to learn how to be a missionary, to learn how to connect, and I connected. I got an opportunity knowing that we had musicians, we had people that could make music. So I said, Lord, whatever you sent me, this is a message for all of us here. Wherever God sends you, He wants to use you there. Wherever He puts you, He wants to use you here. Look around you. He wants to use you. And so, using what was offered to me, I got an opportunity to bring a group together, and we started producing music that would be able to be sold, and when people bought them, that money would go to help people, orphans and widows in Haiti. So I would encourage you, if you want to, and God puts it in your desire, to help us. At the end of our session, we have one of these, a contact card. Basically, it's a slip of paper, and just put down your information, and there's different ways that you can help. Do I have to be a musician? No. A rapper? An MC? No. But can you make a 30-second video? Can you help us fundraise? Can you share the story of Haiti? Can you do some research? All those simple things will help out. Now, to prove to you that we are legit, we teamed up organizations that are helping us and are sponsoring us. We have Mud Ministries that help missionaries all over the world. Okay? And they were able to put up our website, www.beyondmehaiti.com. Check it out. We also help them with Glow Haiti. They help orphans and widows. And then third, we have Lifting Up Haiti. And Lifting Up Haiti helps with schools and the widow program. And then, just a local area, we have Mission Haiti Medical, providing medical care. And we're teaming up with those. But also we have musical contacts that we're able to get help from. And just Orange House, here. And we're able to get help from them, as well as music companies in Kentucky, Washington State, where I'm from. But let me brief you real quick about some projects that we've been working on. All right, so the first one, we have the Super Service Project. The Super Service Project, we got an opportunity to take part of doing some charity work to raise money to help people in Haiti. And then we have the Ji Jung Song Contest that we participated in. And again, trying to win money and using all that to help the people of Haiti. We also made our first EP, and that was available on the website, www.beyondmehaiti.com. And you can stream it there, and that was available at the Homecoming Fair too, when we released it. And currently, we're working on a bundle which we call the March Bundle, which will be available in December for people to go in and download that, and then you send a donation. It's all tax deductible, and you're helping the people in Haiti. But really, let's face the fact, it's really not about Haiti. You know what it's about? It's about God bringing people together, bringing His children together, and we get to do something to glorify our God, and we reach out. That's what it's about. The people of Haiti provide us an opportunity to serve, and we come together. That's what it's about. So, if you guys are ready, I leave you with a challenge. 3 words. March with us. So march with us, what does that mean? First, we deny ourselves. Pick up the cross, and we follow God with all our hearts. We look into what He has called us to do. The Beyond Me call, first, it starts with us. God working through us, and then it goes beyond us. Together, let's share God's love to the world.
We are marching every day. We're determined to go out and make a change. We won't stop. We cannot stop. There are so many people that are out there in need.
March together. Endeavor. March, 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 march. We march together. Endure, endeavor. No matter the weather, we'll go wherever. March, 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 march.
We gotta get old, time to sing around. You torch my stuff, make the sound. Couple away and make disciples. Too busy worse than American Idols. I saved myself for 14 years. All that was pain and tears. So we live for Christ beyond me. We rising up in unity like an army. We marching on because Christ He made us strong. March up to the battle zone. We fight together, not on our own. People all over lost and forgotten. People all over being broken. Jesus said go. And that was not enough. We march together. Endure, endeavor. No matter the weather, we'll go wherever. March, 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 march. We march together. Endure, endeavor. No matter the weather, we'll go wherever. March, 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 march.
We say that we want change, but talk is cheap. Busy chasing our old dreams, yet we walk asleep. Failing to practice what we ought to preach. Ironically, we can't find solutions when our own feet are shod with the gospel of peace and an urgent instant message. But we seem idle. It's like there's so many leaders, but not enough disciples. We can't be dead on our feet. No, that means we need a revival. What is this beats? Practice and finals, feeding the church. Victory sounds kind of dead out there.
Yeah.
Let's liven things up a bit.
March, 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 march,
But check this out. We've been sitting down for too long. We've been quiet for too long. You see, the Great Commission that Jesus gave to us was to go. You can go if you're just standing still, waiting for something to happen. Waiting for change to come. The change starts with you. It starts with us. Who's gonna march with us? March. Who's gonna march with us? March. March. Sitting around. We are going to make the change, not with just music, but the conviction that God has laid on our hearts. So will you join us and take a stand for those who can't even stand up for themselves and march? God bless y'all. Thank you. Follow us on the hashtag #BeyondMeHaiti. We'll hope to see you marching with us for change.